Hey coaches, thank you so much for watching this video. So before I get into the weekly plan and stuff, just want to talk about a couple things that need to happen this week. Results emails. In the dev coaches email, I left out I left out the results. My bad. I don't know how that happened. I did put the no-shows there, right? I wanted to put the no-shows there just so everybody can see who didn't show up. We're going to have our admins this week calling through people who missed all their events. So if there's anybody on the no-show list that you knew they weren't going to be there, if you could just shoot me a message or a text and be like, oh yeah, they told me the day before because we didn't have a chance to get them dropped or something like that. So in the results email, you remember you're shouting out new qualifiers, new events, 100% best times, or whatever else you want to celebrate. It's up to you. Remember, what you celebrate is what people are going to shift their focus to. So what you're celebrating is what your parents are going to start to shift their focus to. Remember, they don't have the swimmer brain where they think about, oh, my kid's getting ready to do this. It's their first time doing this. Oh, their kick's getting a lot better, or they're working on their turns. No, it's up to you to bring that to light. Be like, hey, we worked on this, and it went really well. Or we're still working on it. But whatever it is, you guide the direction of your team and what your parents look for as success. So at our staff meeting last week, we talked about two things. We talked about drylands, and we talked about our team culture, that culture of entitlement on our team, that culture of we have people on our team who don't play well with each other, mostly because they think they're better or they think they're above whatever it is. And I truly believe it's a top to bottom thing, that it's not, oh, it's just this one person. And us being a part of the developmental program, we are the beginning of everything. There's, of course, outside influences from families, from schools, that sort of thing, okay? We do play a small role in these kids' lives, but eventually, that role gets a lot bigger. When we're seeing a kid 10 to 15 hours out of the week, sometimes we see them more than their parents see them. I'm not saying we are replacing the role of the parent, but never underestimate your influence that you have over your athletes, because you inspire them to be better every single day. And if you can inspire them to be better in the water, you can also inspire them to be better out of the water. So, have conversations, be like, hey, I want you to race this person, and after you guys are done racing, say good job to each other because you both worked hard. Teach them how to be proud of people around them. Not, hey, I want you to race this person and way to beat them, right? That's going to build more of a cutthroat culture where, yes, you will get more competitive people at the top that love to race and love to beat other people, but they're going to step on everybody to get there. So if you can race the person in front of you, besides you, or whatever, and then you can high-five them afterwards, or you can cheer them on still, that's huge. That is 100% huge. As an athlete, I wish I did more encouraging than just trying to beat people. Like, that's one of my biggest misses as an athlete. But, I didn't have coaches as good as us. So there's that. And then the dryland video. Remember, be intentional about your dryland. Show up. Know what you're supposed to be doing. Don't treat it like, I guess we're going to do this today. I guess we're going to do that. I'm not saying you're doing that. But, you know if you're bringing the right energy or not. Because every single one of you have had phenomenal practices. And you've had crappy practices. And there's something different about the good ones. It's not just, oh, I wonder how the kids are going to be today. As the teacher, as the coach, you bring it. You bring the energy. You set the tone of the practice. So if you show up and you say, hey, this is how we're doing drylands, this is what we do here, boom, 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 you stay on it, then they're going to feel that energy and they're going to get better. Not immediately, but they will get better. For example, my junior pre-senior group, it was like a good 6 weeks before I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. 6 weeks of, it was pretty frustrating, 6 weeks. Partly because I came down from senior and I had worked with the same group of kids for a whole year. So the first 6 weeks was the same with the seniors. But, after you push through that barrier and you really start getting the ball rolling, having to start over is like, and the thing about Dev is every every month we're starting over. Every month we have new kids. Like, Dev is constantly starting over, and that's okay because the learning curve is great, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Okay. All right. So to get into, and I made a squat video for you guys. It's in my videos. So after you're done watching this video, I uploaded a 5-minute squat video just talking about squat technique, what to look for. I do some amazing demonstrations of a good squat. If you don't want to take my advice, there's a million other squat videos on YouTube. Go ahead and watch those. Okay, so Dev, the warm-up is changing. Dev 1. So we're going to do 825 6-kick catch-up, 625s fly kick on back, 425s kick on side. If you feel like, wow, I don't think we're ready for that, do fins on. Like, that's totally okay. Work your way through it. In the water, we're going to be working on free breath timing. So 6-kick switch, 3-6-3 drill. And remember, free breath timing is about breathing as that hand enters the water. Okay? So, and the 6-kick catch-up, because we do want our swimmers to have a little more of a catch-up stroke, not an opposite hand stroke like backstroke. And then the challenge is 350s on 230 with a flip turn. We've been working on flip turns, but we want to get those kids used to swimming 50s. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, we want to see one of the swimming test sets. You can pick swim or kick, but as we're talking about move-ups, remember those sticker boards, those test sets are on the sticker boards, so we want to knock those out. For Dev 2, the dry lands are pretty similar to a couple weeks ago. We've been a little off on dry lands just because of Thanksgiving, and last week was just meet prep, so everybody did their own thing, which is okay. But starting this week, take a look at the dry lands. And the warm-up has changed also, if you haven't noticed. 825s free, 20 strokes or less. 625s back, 24 strokes or less. 425s fast, get your own time. They can do all those things. They can count their strokes, and they can get their own times. Will they be bad at it at first? Yes, 100% they will. They will suck at it, and it might be frustrating. But man, you get that first kid that goes 19 strokes, and you make it a big deal, and then the next kid's like, I can do that. Or they get their own time and you make it a big deal, and the kids are like, I can do that. We have dolphins that can get their own time. We have juniors that can get their own time. It's not a level thing. It's a mental cognitive thing. And an 8-year-old on dolphin is no different than an 8-year-old on dev, other than their swimming experience. But mentally, they can tackle the same problem. How long did it take me to get down this pool? I would start on the top and go by 10s from that. It's way easier starting on a 0. So there's that, right? Working on backstroke rotation. Remember, we don't want them to be completely vertical, but right here is really good. You're about 45 to 60 degrees on both sides, rotation. And then on the second day, we're working on the catch, fingertips out. So really you want to teach them, I like to tell kids, hey, put your arm out like you're putting it over a friend's shoulder. So we really want to see those fingertips out. That's even on the sticker board. So if you see somebody doing it really well, that's what we want to see. Again, it's with a bent elbow, not with a straight arm, fingertips out. We're going to be doing 450s backstroke with flip turns, and then the swimmer kick test set for Dolphin 1, or if you're the 11 plus, I wanted you to do it for Junior 1. And so yeah, guys, thank you so much for everything you do. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm so excited for how this season is going. Hey, great job on the breaststrokes and butterflies. I want to warn you guys to pay attention to a swimmer who you have in a 25 fly or 25 breast, and they qualified for the 50 of that stroke. They weren't all legal. And we don't have officials at the dev meet. Like, maybe we need to start actually DQing kids. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to figure that one out. But we don't want them swimming 50s if it's not illegal 25 fly or 25 breast. So for example, on Dev 1, I dynamite 25 fly, win a 22. Boom, that's awesome. He's flutter kicking the whole way. That sucks. So that's where it's at. Keep working on it. We'll see you guys later.